This video that you are about to watch has a little bit of fishing in it, and then I'm going to do a little bit of some of my fishing history. Hopefully it will help some of you that don't really know me that well understand a little bit more about what I'm trying to do.
I caught a fishy. I caught a fishy. It's a small one, but it's a fish on the 5-inch 6-stick drop shot. A little bit better. A little better. A little guy, a little one. Ouch. He gone. A little bit less of a mess. Got my stuff all jacked up. Still small, but he came on the 6-stick. Drop shot Texas rig 6-stick.
So that was 2 separate days during the week after work. It is Kiwanis Pond here in southern Wisconsin. It's an old gravel quarry, very clear water. The deepest spot is roughly about 35 feet deep. Lots of vegetation. The technique that I was using there was a drop shot rig using a 5-inch 6-stick Texas rig. And the color that I was using was green pumpkin grape swirl. The green pumpkin has some black flake in it, and the grape part of the swirl has blue flakes in it. This particular one seems to have a little bit more grape than it does the green pumpkin. A 7-pack of the 5-inch 6-sticks will cost you $4.59, or you can get the 25 count Pro Pack for $11.99. The drop shot weights that I was using are also from Power Team Lures. They are in the terminal tackle section. They are called lean drops. They are $3.99 for an 8-pack, and they are available in 3/16, 1/4, and 3/8 ounce weights. So now we'll get into the fishing history part of this video. My current personal best largemouth bass is a 21-inch, 7-pound, 5-ounce, and that was caught during the spring. I want to say it was around 2002, give or take a year. It did get mounted. My second personal best largemouth bass is a 20-inch, 5-pound, 9-ounce. That was caught roughly somewhere in 2006, I believe it was. That one also got mounted. My personal biggest bluegill is 9 5/8 inches, and that was in April of 2015. Northern pike, never really targeted the specific species that much. My personal best for northern pikes, 38 inches, and that was in May of 2015. Black crappies, May of 2016, we caught a nice good group of crappies. 13-inch is what I've got on record right now. As for a walleye, the biggest one that I have on record is actually from a fishing derby that was called Fishing in the Dark. My brother and I, we fished specifically for walleye that year. I took 3rd place in walleye, he took 4th place in walleye. Mine was 20 inches and was 2 pounds, 13.2 ounces. Now, as far as what I've done fishing wise, I used to do a lot of bass fishing, and then also the occasional bluegill, panfish stuff. My home waters would be Storrs Lake in southern Wisconsin here. My second personal best bass came out of that particular lake. Mostly what I've done for bass fishing up until this year is topwater soft plastic frogs, rigged up weedless in thick stuff, reeds, lily pads. Never really experimented heavily with much other than that particular technique. Your bass jigs, I've never done much with spinnerbaits, never done much with crankbaits for bass. Carolina rigs, wacky rigs, Ned rigs, Nico rigs. I did occasionally, if I went somewhere fishing from shore or something like that, I would throw a Texas rig worm or something like that. I've never fished Texas rig worm weightless. I've always had it weighted, and for the most part it's always been a heavyweight, because until this year, as far as for rod and reel and all that, I've always just bought El Cheapo wet noodles, whatever was on sale at Walmart. I've never spent money on a quality rod and reel, so I could never really couldn't feel anything. So I always just fished with a decent sized worm weight on a Texas rig worm when I did, and that was it. So these things that I've been doing this year and I'm going to continue to do, throwing the bass jigs, experimenting with these other rigging techniques, trying to get the hang of fishing weightless, that's all new stuff to me. It's all things that I'm learning. I feel like I'm kind of catching on pretty quick, I think. Color selection, that's something that I never really did much with. The first time that I ever went fishing, I would say, would have had to have been when I was about 8 years old. I don't remember what exactly was going on, but my uncle was in town, and he took me and my brother fishing one day. And ever since then, I've been hooked on fishing. As far as tournaments go, I've never really done much for tournament fishing. I did that derby, I believe, 2 or 3 years in a row. That particular year that I got the 3rd place with the walleye was the only time I ever placed on anything there. I've never done any other tournaments other than that until this year. I started doing the online tournaments through TourneyX out of my kayak. I would like to start doing tournaments, possibly maybe next season. I've always had that thought in the back of my head of, what I would do to be able to have a career in the fishing industry, to have fishing be my job. Never really pursued it. I made a decision this year that if I didn't make an effort to see what could possibly happen, then I know what the results would definitely be. I'm going to do what I can do to learn as much as I can, better myself as an angler, see if I can make something happen. I started off, I jumped on YouTube and started watching videos from people on YouTube, specifically Gene Jensen, aka Fluke Master. I have learned a lot from his videos. He has very informative videos. My goal is to learn everything that I can possibly learn about fishing any species of fish. I want to know it all. I'm going through a huge learning experience right now, especially with being accepted onto the pro staff for Power Team Lures. I've been switching everything that I have over to Power Team Lures products. We've got a pretty good selection at this point. This is all a huge learning experience for me. Learning color selection, times of years to throw certain types of lures. You're watching me going through this learning experience. And I'll be honest, I struggled for a good 2 or 3 weeks. There's another guy out there on YouTube that I've also been following his channel as well. And his channel is Realistic Fishing. And he had commented on one of my recent videos. And I replied back to his comment and told him that I enjoy watching his videos and that I feel like him and I are quite similar in what we're doing. He goes out and uses these techniques that they're explaining in their videos and tries to catch fish on them. I feel like I have a lot in common with that particular gentleman, in the sense that I'm learning these techniques and everything myself too. I know for a fact that I'm gonna struggle big time trying to learn throwing like weightless Texas rig, weightless wacky rigs and whatnot, just because of the fact that I've never done it before. And now a train's gonna go by. So stay tuned for future videos. I appreciate every comment, every view, every share, every like. Everybody who has subscribed to my channel, I highly appreciate every single one of you.